Is a very special occasion. It's a very historic occasion. It is the first federal cabinet to be held in South Australia, so I think it is a very special time, and also a time in which shows a clear commitment by the Rudd government that they would like to engage and consult with local communities. And I think the great turnout here tonight is very exciting and offers a very opportunity for a very dynamic process. So I would like to welcome the Prime Minister here today, thank him very much for coming, and ask him to address the group. Thank you.
The first time in the country's history we've established a $22 billion Building Australia Fund. Why have we done that? Because as we look right across the country, a lot of our infrastructure is frankly in a state of disrepair, or not able to meet the future demands of the economy. Whether it's our roads, whether it's our ports, whether it's our rail networks, or whether it's the infrastructure of the 21st century, like high-speed broadband. And Infrastructure Australia, backed up by this Building Australia Fund of $20 billion, is there for that purpose. And that also is part of our long-term planning for the economy in order to build a stronger Australia. The state government has indicated that it's prepared to invest in a desalination plant. The capacity of that plant is something in the order of, I think, 50 gigalitres. What we've indicated today is that the state government of South Australia expands the size of that desalination plant to 80 or to 100 gigalitres, but we will further co-invest with the South Australian state government to make that project possible. Basically, the forum is yours, and we are keen to hear from you about what we might be doing right, what we might be doing wrong, and what we need to be doing better.
Since working for many years with stolen generations and sorry day events and things like that, I think my friends and relatives and distant relatives will never have the opportunity to thank you for the apology, so I've just come up to say thank you.
I drive home in the car at night and I see lots of businesses that have lights on and nobody's there. Maybe there should be somebody before a business opens that makes sure that that won't happen.
Yeah, my daughter Sophie, who's in Year 6 at Hullet Cove, actually went up and asked Mr Rudd about funding for the Women's and Children's Hospital. She's actually in remission of cancer and she's facing quite big surgery coming up sort of later in the year. And she told him that she was worried about the doctors being on strike in the state and she wondered how that was going to affect her surgery. So he actually had a really good word with her and talked to her about her surgery and talked to her about you know, the funding that they'd actually promised to the Women's and Children's Hospital, and that he had taken the time today to actually go through Brookman Ward at the Women's and Children's Hospital to meet the staff, and that's where she spent a lot of time over the years. And he actually, what I liked was he actually took the time and bothered to actually just talk to her and answer her questions. So yeah, I was very impressed.
Well, overall, a very good meeting. Pensioners' rights and things like this, the Aboriginal rights. The people themselves, what they brought up was very good, and the answers from the members of Parliament and the Cabinet.
A question about extending the rail line and the longer line.
Let me answer it in these terms. The government is determined to partner with state governments on urban congestion and public transport. Projects associated with urban rail are the sort of projects which the federal level government will want to back. Infrastructure Australia will assess independently each of these submissions from state governments on their merits. But these sort of projects are those which we as a government are committed to.
No worries.